Am I the asshole for asking my brother not to come out at my retirement party because it could cause conflicts with conservative guests? Hey Reddit, I'm writing here for the first time because the situation with my brother has completely thrown me off balance, and I don't know if I'm really at fault or if my emotions are just running high. I'm 65 years old male, living in the USA, in a small town in Illinois where most people are typical Midwestern Americans, hardworking, family-oriented, but often with conservative views. I worked for 40 years in logistics. I started as a simple loader in a small company and ended up as a manager of a large warehouse. It was a demanding career, constant overtime, stress with supplies, crises during the pandemic when supply chains were breaking into pieces. I missed so many family holidays, children's birthdays, even some of my grandchildren's school events because work was always the top priority. But now, finally, I'm retiring. For me, it's not just the end of work, it's the culmination of my whole life, a dream I've been working towards for decades. I've been planning this party for 6 months and I want it to be perfect. A barbecue in our garden, with family, friends, former colleagues, about 80 guests in total. I even hired a catering service with my favorite ribs and corn because I want it to be a real celebration of my achievement. Now about my brother. He's 58 and we've always been close, even though our lives have turned out differently. He's younger, and I've always been like a big protective brother to him. When our parents died 15 years ago, dad from a heart attack, mom from cancer soon after, I took on a lot of responsibility. I helped him financially when he lost his job during the 2008 recession. I supported him when he was getting divorced from his wife. She left because of his alcohol problems, but he got sober and has been clean for 10 years now. We share everything with each other, from memories of our childhood in our old house in Chicago to support in tough moments. I'm proud of him. He's now a successful graphic designer, has his own business, and we often talk on the phone in the evenings. He's gay, but it was a secret for a long time. He confided in me about 5 years ago, and I accepted it without question. For me, orientation is a private matter. I'm straight, married for 35 years to a wonderful woman, have 2 adult children and 4 grandchildren, but I've never judged people for who they love. I'm just happy he's happy. A week ago, he called me and said he wanted to talk about something important. We met for coffee at a local cafe, and he told me he was planning to come out, not just to someone, but to the whole family and friends. He said my party was the perfect moment because there would be a supportive crowd. Our relatives, my friends who have known him since childhood, and the holiday atmosphere would make it easier. He believes that in such a positive setting, people will react well and it will give him strength. I understand how important this is for him. He's kept this inside for decades, afraid of the reaction, especially from our conservative relatives. For example, our uncle who is a pastor at a Baptist church, or cousins from the Deep South who vote Republican and often comment on LGBT news negatively. But this is my party, my one big event after 40 years of hard work. I'm afraid his announcement will overshadow everything. Instead of toasts to my retirement, people will be talking about him. Or worse, there will be awkward discussions, arguments, maybe even conflicts. Among the guests are people with very traditional views, my former warehouse colleagues who joke about the old school, or neighbors who go to the same church as our uncle. I don't want my celebration to turn into a battlefield or for anyone to leave offended. I gently explained this to him. Brother, I support you 100%, but can you do this another time? It's my day and I want the focus to be on retirement. I'm afraid it will cause chaos and the celebration will be ruined for everyone. He seemed to understand at first, nodded, but then became sad, said he felt rejected. We hugged and he left, but since then he's become distant. He doesn't answer calls, ignores messages about party details. My wife says I have a right to my day, but I feel guilty. Maybe I'm being selfish. Am I really the a-hole for asking him to postpone? I'm not against his coming out, I just don't want it to become the centerpiece of my event. Reddit, what do you think? NTA, YTA, ESH, or nah? Update 1s. Hello again everyone who commented on my original post. First, thank you for the support. Most of you said NTA because it's my day and I have the right for the focus to be on me. Some wrote that I could have been more sensitive because coming out is a big step and my brother was probably nervous. I understood and I called him last night to make up. He finally answered, but his voice was cold. He said, I'll come to your party because you're my brother and I don't want to ruin your celebration. I was glad, thought everything would be okay. I asked if everything was okay and he replied, we'll see at the event. I didn't pay much attention because I was busy with preparations, checking the guest list, ordering extra drinks because the weather forecast promised warm weather. My wife was helping with decorations. We hung banners that said, Happy Retirement, Hero. And the kids brought photo albums from my working years. The atmosphere was supposed to be perfect, but now I'm getting nervous. My brother hasn't called again and I don't know what to expect. The party is tomorrow. Should I talk to him again or just relax and enjoy it? Reddit, your advice helped last time. What do you say now? Update 2. The party happened and everything went to hell. Oh my god, Reddit, I'm writing this at 2 a.m. because I can't sleep after everything that happened. The party started wonderfully. Guests started arriving at 4 p.m. The sun was shining, the barbecue was sizzling. Music was playing, classic rock as I like, from Bruce Springsteen to Bon Jovi. My former colleagues were telling stories about our old adventures at the warehouse, how we saved shipments during snowstorms. My children gave a toast to me, my grandchildren gave me drawings that said Grandpa is the best. I was on cloud 9, this was my moment after so many years of sacrifice. My brother showed up around 6 with a bouquet of flowers and a smile. I hugged him, said, "Glad you're here, brother." He nodded, but his eyes were strange, like he was planning something. We talked about small things, his latest design project, my future fishing trips in retirement. Everything seemed okay. Then closer to evening, when everyone was sitting at the tables and toasts began, my brother asked for the microphone. I thought he wanted to say something warm about me. We're brothers, and he knows how much I've done for him. He started, "Dear friends and family, today we are celebrating my brother, who has earned this retirement after 40 years of hard work. He has always been a support for me." The guests applauded, I smiled, but then his tone changed. He said, "But I want to share something important about myself, because in such a supportive atmosphere it will be easy." My heart sank. I realized he was doing it despite my request. He announced, "I am gay and I am proud of it. I've kept this a secret for too long, but now I want to live openly." The reaction was mixed. Some guests, my children, wife, younger friends, applauded and hugged him. But the conservative ones, the uncle pastor, cousins, several colleagues, fell silent. Some whispered, some looked shocked. The uncle even said loudly, "This is not the place for that. We're here for the retirement." The atmosphere became tense, but that wasn't the worst part. After my brother's announcement, the party didn't fall apart immediately. People tried to get back to celebrating. Someone gave another toast to me, but the focus had shifted. Some guests approached my brother, congratulated him, others avoided him. I tried to hold it together, smiled, but inside I was boiling. Why couldn't he wait? Then, when we were off to the side, I quietly said to him, "Brother, I asked you not to do this today." And then he exploded. Loudly so that nearby guests could hear. "You're a homophobe. You forbade me from being myself at your party because you're afraid your conservative friends will be offended. You don't support me, you're just afraid of a scandal." I was stunned. Me, a homophobe. Me who accepted him first, helped him financially, never judged. The guests heard and chaos began. The uncle came over, said that homosexuality is a sin, but accusing your brother of homophobia is too much. The cousins whispered that the family is falling apart. My children defended me, saying I wasn't homophobic, I just wanted a peaceful celebration. My brother left angrily, saying, "I did it to spite you because you rejected me." The party ended early, guests left. Some apologized, some looked confused. My wife cried because everything was ruined. I feel betrayed. I'm not against his orientation, but why did he slander me? Now the family is divided. Some are on his side, saying I'm selfish. Others say he went too far. Reddit, am I really the a-hole? Or is it ESH now? I don't know how to live with this. Update 3. After the party, I went to my brother's place, and what I learned changed everything. Hello Reddit, thank you for all the comments in the previous updates. You were divided, just like my family now. Some said I was NTA because my brother violated my request and slandered me. Others said YTA because I didn't support him in such an important moment. And some wrote ESH because we both could have behaved better. It made me think deeper. The morning after the party, I couldn't sit still. My heart ached from how it all ended. I got in the car and drove to his house in the neighboring town. On the way, I remembered our childhood, how we played baseball in the yard, how I defended him from bullies at school. He opened the door, looking exhausted, hair disheveled, eyes red from lack of sleep or tears. "What are you doing here?" he asked coldly, but let me in. We sat in the kitchen where 2 cups of coffee were on the table, as if he was expecting someone. I began, "Brother, I'm not a homophobe, and you know that. I accepted you long ago, helped you with everything. Why did you do that? Why did you accuse me in front of everyone?" He was silent for a moment, looking out the window, then sighed. "I wasn't just offended. There's something I didn't tell you." And then he confessed. It turns out that for the last few months, he's been dating a man named Alex, a graphic designer like him, whom he met at a conference. Alex supported him in the decision to come out, said it would free him from secrets and allow him to live a full life. Alex said that if I didn't take this step soon, I might lose him. He doesn't want to hide forever, my brother explained. I was stunned. And where was this Alex yesterday? My brother smiled sadly. He was at the party. I introduced him as a friend from work. He sat quietly, watching everything unfold. This was a shock. I remembered some quiet guy in the corner that my brother was talking to, but I hadn't paid attention. My brother continued, "When you asked to postpone, I felt you were ashamed of me, and that added pressure from Alex. I got angry and decided to do it dramatically, to prove to myself and to him that I was ready. We talked for another hour, about his fears, about my selfishness. Yes, I admit I could have been more sensitive, about how the family is reacting. It turned out Alex is a great guy who really cares about my brother. Update 4, the finale. Continuation from the previous, because emotions are overwhelming. After our conversation, my brother suggested, "Let me introduce you to Alex properly." I agreed, and an hour later Alex came over, a tall, smiling man around 50 with a warm handshake. The three of us sat down and Alex told his story. He himself came out 20 years ago, lost some friends, but found true happiness. "I didn't pressure your brother, I just wanted him to be free," he said. I understood that my brother didn't do it just out of spite. It was about love, about the fear of losing someone important. We discussed the party. Alex saw how tense things got and regretted not intervening. But maybe it was needed for the family to start talking openly, he added. I apologized for not considering the deeper reasons, and my brother apologized for the accusations and drama. We decided to organize a small family dinner next week, where my brother will officially introduce Alex, and we'll discuss everything calmly, without surprises. We already called our uncle pastor. He was surprised, said, "The Bible teaches love. I will accept you, even if I don't agree with everything." The cousins sent messages of support. My wife is glad things are working out, and even jokes that my retirement is starting with family therapy. Reddit, thank you for helping me see the bigger picture. In the end, NTA, but with a lesson. Sometimes behind conflicts lie stories of love that bring us closer. Life isn't perfect, but now we are stronger. What are your thoughts on this story? Did the author do the right thing? What would you have done in his shoes? Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't want to miss new stories.